If it's voluntary, it's valid. They went to collect service charge, but ended up with a hefty fine from the court. Imagine this: you go out to a restaurant to enjoy a nice meal. The food is great, the ambience lovely. When you ask for the bill, you are surprised to see an extra charge added, service charge. You hadn't even thought about tipping yet, but the restaurant has already added a fixed percentage to your bill. A line of questions appears on your face. Is this fair? Is this even legal? This exact question reached the courts when the country's biggest hotel and restaurant associations challenged the government's guidelines. But not only did they lose, the Delhi High Court also imposed a fine of several lakhs. The court made it clear customers will pay service charge only if they wish to. It cannot be forced. This ruling has become a landmark decision, empowering consumers and delivering a strong message against commercial exploitation. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into this case today. But before we begin, if you are new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Let's get started. This verdict came when the National Restaurant Association of India, NRAI, and the Federation of Hotel and Restaurant Associations of India, FHRAI, filed a petition in court. These two bodies had challenged the Central Consumer Protection Authority, CCPA, 2022 guidelines, which clearly stated that no restaurant can forcibly collect service charge from customers. According to the guidelines, if a customer is satisfied with the service, they can voluntarily tip, but no one can be compelled to pay it. However, these associations argued that the guidelines were arbitrary, unconstitutional, and anti-industry, and should therefore be struck down. The petitioners claimed that their business interests were being harmed, but they paid no attention to the rights of the consumers. When these petitions were heard in the Delhi High Court, Justice Pratibha M. Singh clearly stated that the customer's will is paramount. No service provider, regardless of their reputation, has the right to forcibly collect money under the guise of service charge. The court upheld the CCPA's order as entirely valid and imposed a fine of 1 lakh on the petitioner associations. This amount is to be used for consumer welfare. The associations that had approached the court expecting relief were instead slapped with a financial penalty. This verdict made one thing crystal clear: commercial interests can never override consumer rights. It's essential to understand the rationale behind this judgment. Service charge is an extra fee that is typically 5% to 10% of the bill, automatically added as compensation for service provided. In many cases, customers don't even realize what they are paying for. Sometimes, this charge is imposed even when the service is poor or unsatisfactory. The court made it unambiguous that no extra charge can be levied without customer consent. Tipping is a personal choice, not a legal obligation or something that should be paid under social pressure. The petition filed in court also claimed that there is no specific law in India that prohibits restaurants from collecting a service charge. The petitioners argued that until Parliament enacts a formal law on the subject, such guidelines should not be enforceable. But the court completely rejected this argument. Justice Pratibha Singh stated that protecting consumer interests is of utmost importance, and no business can impose unfair pressure on customers just for its own convenience. She also clarified that the Consumer Protection Act has a broad scope, and it is sufficient to prevent any kind of exploitation. This issue isn't just about a service charge, but about fundamental consumer rights. Can any fee be added without our permission? Should we pay just to avoid conflict? Isn't this a violation of our democratic rights? This judgment is a wake-up call. Consumers now need to be aware and empowered. It's our responsibility to know what's added to our bill, why it's added, and whether it's fair. Every consumer must understand that they're not just a buyer, but a legally protected citizen. After this judgment, it is expected that restaurants across the country will now follow the order and respect the rights of customers. The 2022 guidelines issued by the Central Consumer Protection Authority, CCPA, have now received legal validation from the Delhi High Court, making them even more effective. This directly means that if a customer sees a forcibly added service charge on a bill, they can file a complaint and even pursue legal action against the restaurant. It is a historic moment in the direction of consumer empowerment, long awaited by many. Customer reactions to this decision have also been largely positive. On social media and consumer forums, people have called it a winning moment. Many consumers shared that they had always felt service charge was unfair, but didn't have the courage to question or argue about it. Now, they have legal backing to raise their voice and oppose unjustified charges. One Twitter user wrote, "Now if anyone tries to cheat us in the name of service charge, we can proudly say, the court is with us." This judgment has not only restored confidence, but has also revived the self-respect of consumers. India has several legal frameworks to protect consumer rights. For instance, under the Consumer Protection Act, 2019, any consumer can file a complaint against unfair charges, defective goods or services, or misleading advertisements. To make this process accessible, online platforms like the National Consumer Helpline and the 𝐼 portal have been launched. Through these tools, consumers can register their complaints and seek redressal. Promoting awareness and usage of such platforms is the need of the hour, so that every citizen can raise their voice confidently. Take another example. A few years ago, when airlines quietly increased cancellation charges, consumers strongly objected. The DGCA had to intervene, and the airlines were forced to provide an explanation. Similarly, when e-commerce platforms were found luring customers with fake discounts, consumer forums took action. These cases clearly show that when consumers speak up, the system is forced to listen. This is the true strength of democracy. It gives power to the people and holds systems accountable. Now is the time for all of us to become aware of our rights. If a restaurant or any service provider adds a service charge without your consent, don't stay silent. First, ask politely, and if needed, file a formal complaint. Remember, the customer is king, and no one has the right to exploit the king. The money you spend is earned through hard work, and it deserves respect. Be mindful while paying, and don't hesitate to speak up where something feels unfair. That is the true strength of a consumer. The Delhi High Court's decision is not just a legal milestone, it's a wake-up call for public awareness. It's a signal that change is possible. We just need to raise our voices, know our rights, and stand with the truth. So next time someone adds a service charge quietly to your bill, say it with confidence. I'll pay if I wish to, not because I'm forced to. This is not just a slogan. It is a constitutional right that every consumer must know and assert.
If our video has taught you something new, do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources, news from various news agencies, opinion polls and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.